What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the crazy thing that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate upcoming DLC Pyra Mythra has done to the prices of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 physical games. It's been crazy, but before we get into that, please make sure you guys check out the links in the description below. We got a PlayStation 5 giveaway that's going to be going down. All the details will be there. And also make sure you like this video and subscribe if you're someone new and you enjoy daily content. Now, let's go ahead and get into this here, guys, because there are two games that are absolutely blowing up the resellers market right now at this point, and you might be sitting on a gold mine of like $300 or $400 plus. So the first game that we're going to talk about is Xenoblade Chronicles Special Edition, or Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Special Edition on the Nintendo Switch. This is the North American version of the game. Right now on eBay, I've seen prices up to $299 for a brand new copy of this whole thing, like complete in box. Now, this is mine that I have right here, and once again, $299.99, the highest that I've seen. It might even get more than that. Now, the cool thing about this is that Nintendo actually made quite a bit of these. It's just that all of the Xenoblade fans kind of just like bought them up. But there was a point to where this was actually discounted. Like, I remember in 2018, there were like copies of this floating around, and actually down to as low as $60 to $70 brand new on Amazon. So it did seem like it was lagging in the sales just a bit. And once they were gone, they were gone. Nintendo did not reprint these at all. And now you can fast forward however many years later now, what, 3-4 years later, or whatever the case is. And now with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate getting Pyra Mythra, so many Nintendo Switch fans who are into Smash Bros. Or who want to learn more about these characters all of a sudden are rushing to play the game, and a lot of them want to kind of get the full experience with the game and kind of see everything. That's why that version shot up so much in price. Now, another one that's very surprising, but at the same time we all should have seen coming, was this game right here, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country. Now, this is an expansion to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It tells the events 500 years earlier with some of the same characters and everything, and you kind of see what happens to the Aegis Blade, Pyra Mythra, everything that formed the events of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You see what happens there. Now, a lot of people went with the DLC option pass, so if you have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you can purchase that in the game. It's $30 for the expansion pass. You get Torna and you get all of the DLC, but many opted to do it this way, which was the physical way, having it right there on the cartridge, because it is a standalone game. You can actually just play this standalone. You do not necessarily need Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like, they're two separate games, right? So with this version, you can just play it straight from the, straight from the home menu screen and everything. It's physical, whatever the case is, right? And this was as low as $28 at Target back in 2018. They were just trying to just get rid of the last ones that they had. It went on discount many times, and now the prices are all the way up to as high as $179.99 for a brand new copy of the game. Mine is sealed, it's brand new, so that's pretty crazy as well to see these prices just shoot up. Now, I looked at some of the other games too. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, you have the work set here in the West. The European one is more valuable, so you guys can check out those prices. But here in America, it's over MSRP, but sometimes you can find it under or right around that. And then also Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. That's around MSRP as well, $80 to $90 for like a used one. I didn't really see too many brand new ones with that, but it's out there. And of course, all the other Xenoblade games. So you have Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. That's pretty cheap. There's still used copies because Nintendo did reprint those quite a bit. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3D on the Nintendo 3DS. And that's also not really rare too. You can find that no problem as well, complete in box for good prices under MSRP for right now, at least. So I don't know, man. I think it's pretty cool to see these here, but I think it's also awesome to kind of go over just like the phenomenon that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate can cause for different franchises. In Japan, we're seeing so many people rush out to the stores and buy all of the copies that were unsold of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, it's probably not too much when it comes down to it, right? Because I don't think Nintendo printed like 10 million copies of this, because obviously this game isn't going to sell that much. So there's no need to print so many of the cartridges, but at the same time, it's just cool to see fans want to get into the games and want to play them again before the official drop. Because what's happening this week? Of course, the Mr. Sakurai Presents with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Pyra and Mythra. So people have been rushing to kind of play the game. Now, of course, the game is still available digitally. If you want to pick it up there, you can definitely do so. But a lot of people want to have that physical game experience, have it right there in your hand. Torn of the Golden Country, for those who haven't played it yet, it's a standalone. You can play it there, and you can actually get the experience of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and knowing who Pyra and Mythra are just by playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torn of the Golden Country, right? Like, it's better if you play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the original base game, but Torn of the Golden Country will tell you everything, well, not everything, but it'll tell you most of what you need to know about Mythra for the most part. Pyra, not so much, but Mythra for sure. So you can still play that, and it's not as long as the base game, but it's very, very good. You can start with that since it is a prequel and then go from there. Or if you want, you can just start with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but it's a very long game. But even if you want to get the DLC that's coming out, like you want to know who these characters are, just playing from the beginning and getting about maybe 15 to 20 hours in, that'll get you a good idea of some of who these characters are and what's going on in the world, and get you probably more hyped for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC. Because for me, at least, when I first started getting into Xenoblade, like, I think, especially with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it was something that was just completely different than what I've played before. And it was something that I thought, like, man, like, I'm not sure if there's anything else like this on the market. So I think that's why, with these prices going up and Pyra and Mythra coming into Super Smash Bros., yeah, there's a lot of people who are upset because they don't know the characters, they don't know the game. If you've played Xenoblade and you at least give the game a shot, right, and you legitimately try to get into it, I think that Pyra and Mythra are very deep, great characters that a lot of people really like once you get to kind of know them. And by the end of the game, man, you're just entranced with what's happening with the world and everything that's going on. It is a phenomenal experience. So there's a lot of passion, love, and support that so many Xenoblade fans have given to this series, and to see Xenoblade Chronicles 2 be the best-selling Monolith Soft game of all time, to see it do so well, and to see actual more Xenoblade characters coming in, because Pyra and Mythra are counted as 2 characters. It's not just one, it's counted as 2 characters. That is just awesome, and I think that it's something that's well-deserved, in my opinion. Now, this week, we have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC coming. Masahiro Sakurai, he has a presentation which I will be live streaming. Now, the presentation starts at 6 a.m. if I'm not correct. If I am wrong, I'll make sure to post it. But yeah, I think it's 6 a.m. so pretty early for West Coast boys and girls, you know, but for everybody else, it's not too bad. East Coast boys and girls, 9 a.m. And then, of course, overseas boys and girls, you know, it's obviously much later, afternoon, evening, whatever the case is, depending on where you live. So it's going to be a great presentation. Once again, I will be live streaming it. I'm going to have a ton of fun. We're going to just have some fun talking about the franchise, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the games, what we like about it, you know, what the future is going to be. I will start up the stream about an hour or so before it goes live, because I just like to talk about this type of stuff. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And the coolest thing about these Mr. Sakurai Presents with, you know, these games is that he is usually a big fan of the game, or he researches everything meticulously. So these are very entertaining. Even though it's only going to be on these 2 characters with Pyra and Mythra and only on the Xenoblade franchise, he usually gives you a history lesson. It's like a really cool history teacher in class that you just are just focused on because they're so charismatic and know what they're talking about. That's what I think of when it comes to Masahiro Sakurai. He's like a dude that no matter what he says, you're just hooked onto everything that he has to say, because he's so knowledgeable and he knows what he's talking about, and he's such a great game designer, game producer, and he's one of the major reasons, if not the huge big reason, why Super Smash Bros. Is as good as it is over all of these decades when it comes down to it. So I'm very excited to check out the Mr. Masahiro Sakurai Presents. Like I said, I will be live streaming it. We're going to have a ton of fun, and he's going to give us a breakdown of what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is, Pyra and Mythra, the characters, their attacks. I mean, I'm very excited, and I've already declared this on my streams, and I guess I can declare it again here. This will be my main. This will be my main when it comes down to it. A lot of you guys are newer, but back when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was coming out, I literally covered this game almost every single day. New blades that were dropping, any bit of combat information. I put out a combat tutorial tutorial for people, how to play the game, some tips and tricks and everything, which you guys can still go back and watch. It's still relevant to right now if you're just getting into Xenoblade, because the game is kind of complicated when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles X to a degree are not as complicated, although X has a bunch of crazy stuff like with the mechs and everything. But Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is definitely one of the more complex RPGs out there, and on the Nintendo Switch, of course. So you guys can check out my Xenoblade Chronicles 2 guides if you need a little bit of help with the combat and everything, because I think it is a little bit confusing, especially in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because there's no like really good tutorial. You have to buy them, then read it, whereas Torn of the Golden Country gives you a full tutorial with actual missions built into it, so it eases you into the combat and kind of how everything plays out. But man, I am super excited to talk about this Pyra Mythra DLC Smash Ultimate. Really excited to kind of see more people trying to get into Super Smash Brothers and get into Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with this announcement and everything, and I cannot wait to see how Pyra and Mythra play. But what are your thoughts on these crazy rising prices of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torn of the Golden Country, the DLC physical, and also Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Nintendo Switch? And I also wanted to add it into, I think the actual regular copy of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the non-special edition, has also shot up in price as well. I know I didn't talk about it beforehand, but that's also shot up in price, which you guys can see as well. So it's just kind of nuts with all of this. But what are your thoughts on it? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.